Okay, so the match that we have in front of us is HRE versus Ayyubids in Gorge. A very fun map to play. Quite open map. So raids are or can potentially be a thing here. Now, before we start the matchup, before we start the game, what is the plan here? HRE has two options. I mean, you can go for additional options, but they're just not efficient and not a good idea. First option that HRE has is going for a fast castle build order, getting relics, getting knights out, putting pressure. Okay. Another option that HRE has is going for a second TC, fast second TC, into some feudal military units, not so many. If they have no aggression, then go to castle. If they do have aggression, then just play defensively. In the meantime, start adding farms around the chapel. Okay, that's like the two approaches for HRE. Now in this matchup, HRE versus Ayyubids, it is very common for Ayyubids players to go fast castle themselves, and they kind of hit a very fast timing. So perhaps going fast castle as HRE versus Ayyubids is not a good idea, right? Because you're going to be late to that castle H, and they're going to have camel lancers, and you're going to have knights. So it's just not going to work. How would I play this matchup? I would play it going for a second TC right away. Okay. Good thing about HRE is that if you efficiently distribute your villagers, you can get a very fast second TC. Now, where do you want to get your second TC? Probably in a food source, right? Like that you can secure with that second TC. If you can manage to get your TC out on a food source because you have no military units, because the guy's probably going to go up with the military wing and deny whatever, deny that second TC out of base, then you can place it on your gold mine next to it, right? With a good chapel, you have a very good chapel here. Very good chapel here that catches gold, stone, and wood. You can have your chapel next to the wood. Set your second TC over here and protect your farm eco, which would be go around this area. Okay. That's how I would think about the match. Right? Let's see what you did. Let's speed up things a little bit. Remember that in Gorge, most of the ship, I mean, this is good that you took one of like this neutral ship. There might be another one over here. Remember that most of the ships are on the edges of the map here, including like these edges behind your base, right? There might be, well, not now, but okay, there might be some ship over here, right? Most of them are more towards the edge of the map rather than in the middle of the map. Okay. Okay, good thing you saw the scout, you turned around, that's fine. Let's take a look. Okay, instead of sending 4 villagers, quick tip for everybody, you don't want to be moving your villagers too much around, right? Ideally, you would send a villager onto a resource and have that villager on that resource forever. That would be the best. That doesn't happen, obviously, right? Because you have to be rebalancing your eco from time to time. In this case, you will have to move this 4 villager. What are you doing, by the way? What's your plan? What's your plan? I guess you went fast castle, right?
Boss?
Fast castle, okay. Instead of 4, send 3 villagers here, right? And move, once your food villagers are inspired, move the prelate onto the gold, inspire them, all of them, the 3 villagers there on gold, and go back to food. Do that, right? Instead of sending 4. That's more efficient. Because otherwise, that one villager has to move like from here to there. But it's just whatever saves us traveling time is the best option. Okay. Good chapel, leaving a space in between the TC and the chapel. Are you going for second TC? You're going for second TC, or what is this for? Okay, let me see. If this is for arrow slits, no, this has to be second TC, right? Okay, let me see. Let me pause this a second. Yeah, you have 2 villagers on food, and oh really I forgot. Yeah, you're going for a second TC. You want to get that second TC as fast as possible, right? That's going to be your strategy. So in that regard, you shouldn't be having villagers on gold at all. You don't need gold for anything, right? TCs are built with wood and stone. We don't need gold for anything. So pull these 2 villagers out of gold, put them into wood or stone, whatever you need. Okay. You can have constant build production with 2 villagers, inspired 2 villagers on sheep. So these 2 inspired can provide you with constant villager production. Now, you kind of want to have the prelate over an area where you have more villagers to be inspired. So instead of leaving 2 here, I would suggest you leave 4 here and move your prelate over to the stone mine. For upgrades, yeah, but you don't want to go. You have to set yourself short time objectives. Right? Short time, is that correct? In the short run, okay? And that first objective of yours is to get a second TC. So you shouldn't be gathering any gold. You will get gold later on for upgrades, but now you don't need that gold. You need wood and you need stone, especially when fighting against Ayyubids, who like to go for that military wing. Okay, he didn't this time, but they like to go for a military wing, and they can actually deny your short term. Yeah, short term. Thank you. They can actually deny your second TC. Like, even if you want to place it here, which would be good if you cannot place it over here, they can still deny it. I mean, you would have to micro your villagers, and it's going to be annoying. So you want to get it as fast as possible, right? And trust me, 2 villagers, 3 villagers make a difference. I mean, 2 villagers that are not gathering stone or wood make a difference. Okay, you should go scout before going back. Like, you don't really need to drop this sheep, right? You don't really need, because you got sheep at home. So you should be going to your opponent's base and see what he went up with, so that you know what to expect. If you had seen these, well, he's playing Ayyubids, right? Like, this makes no sense. This allows him to go fast feudal, or what did he get? I don't remember. He might have got this one, not the fast aging one. No, he's actually, yeah, he got the fast one. Okay, useless. That's useless. But you gotta know, okay? You gotta know. You can tell by the timing. You can tell that he went with the fast aging time, because he's minute 4. Usually you're hitting feudal between minute 4:20. If you speed it up, maybe 4:10, but between 4:20 and 4:30, 35. So he went feudal minute 4. He went up with the fast age up timing wing. But again, you should go and check what he's aging up with. Okay, you're inspiring these villagers. That's good. 50 wood that you don't need to be spending here. See, this is only like this, and this is only denying your second TC. Okay, let's speed it up. If you're gonna quick tip for HRE players, if you're gonna be taking the straggler trees here around the TC, you can place your chapel next to the wood line. Here, next to the wood line, so that you don't need to spend another 50 wood on the lumber camp, right? You're gonna be taking wood from the straggler trees until you hit feudal age. Once you hit feudal age, you will have the landmark, which acts as a drop-off building. So you can place it next to the wood line, and it would have also caught gold. Okay, you take a look. You saw that he went up with that wing, with the cultural wing, adding a blacksmith. You didn't see. You have to see what he's planning to do, right? What military building he's planning. Like he's dropped. You get closer. That was very risky. You could have lost the scout. Okay, archers. Interesting. You got the resources. Where are you going? You're going for the boar. This is okay. Note that since the TC nerf, TC is no longer can no longer garrison 10 villagers. Wait, let me see where you're going before I speak. You're thinking about it. Where do you want to place it? I mean, this is not the best location because this is already kind of protected by your main TC. If he comes and raids here, I mean, you got your main TC to protect these berries somehow, more or less. You want to place this TC again either on deer, but this might be a bit too exposed, or on your gold. But this one, out of all the different possibilities, this one I would say is not the best one. What can he get from out of the archery range? Can he get oh, Desert Raiders as well. Not only from the stable, but also from the archery range. Okay. Exactly. And this is what I've been telling you throughout the entire coaching session. If you delay too much your second TC, you're gonna have a rough time. And this was late. This was minute 7. If he had aged up with the military wing, that Desert Raider would have been here way earlier. So if your plan is to get a second TC, you gotta rush it. Okay? No gold, no meal, no nothing. Stone, wood, and second TC. Yeah. Your only option now that you've spent your resource, like you've spent your time getting. Oh, did you cancel it? Oh, you put it in. Okay. This is also risky. He can still deny it, but barracks. I think the best counter unit, which is not really a counter unit, but the best counter unit to Desert Raiders are archers, not really spearmen, because they can outrun spearmen, right? They can outrun men-at-arms, but they can't outrun archers. And they have very little defense, range defense, but they do have a lot of melee defense armor. So you kind of want to go with archers. Plus, they only have 120 health, so they're pretty squishy. Archers are the key to these guys. Later on, when they hit, when the Ayyubids hit Castle Age, of course you want to go for barracks and spearmen, because they will probably be running camel lancers. But until then, archers to defend. Plus, you're going to be playing on a defensive position, from a defensive position, right? You're not going to be raiding, so I mean, okay, you're going spearmen. I think archers is a better option. You can play with your 2 TC as defensive structures and then archers. If he raids, he doesn't have a heavy nice. So if he raids, like if he dives, he can outrun you. If he dives your economy, he's gonna die. Because this, again, these units are very squishy, and horsemen are also very squishy. This nerf is very annoying. See why you should have placed your TC over here, so that you have your gold mine protected. Not only your gold mine, but also if you had placed your TC, second TC over here, you would have created like a safe space, safe area for you to start building farms around the chapel. So whenever I can get my second TC on a food source, I place it on the gold, near the gold mine. Unless you're China or Sushi, that you will want to place it like next to your main TC. Okay. Minute 10. So this guy has only shown 3 Desert Raiders. Minute 10, 50, close to 11. This guy has to be close to aging up. Very close to aging up. Listen. Very, very close to aging up. And you're aging up as well. Be careful with these kind of strategies. This is very, very greedy. You guys saw it in one of my games today. Going for a 2 TC build and then right away go castle. That's going to leave you with very low resources to get military units out, because you're going to be producing from 2 TC, right? And also you want to get prelates out to start grabbing relics. Be careful with this. I think it would have been a better choice for you to just go and wall 2 relics, and that's it. And take a bit longer, work on your economy a little bit more, and then go castle. That's it. Get some military units out, because you have nothing to defend. You've got 2 spearmen. That's all you have. Also, I think horsemen are... No, they're not. Or more or less. Horsemen can also counter these desert raiders. Because the desert raiders are ranged cav. So horsemen kind of counter them. Although horsemen get debuffed because of the camel effect. Okay. You go wheelbarrow. You have plenty of resources in the bank. You could have produced military units. I guess you're saving your money for men at arms, but this is not the play. And you have no stables, so upgrades. This is good. You should have got these upgrades. Level 1 upgrades before Castle Age. They do extra damage against Scav. Yeah, they do. But they also take extra damage from horsemen, right? Yeah, see, this is what I meant. Like, you want to go for relics, but you don't have any military units to support that. So you're gonna be stuck in base. I mean, you can grab this one. Okay. A lot of gold. We have to balance our eco. You should start thinking about adding farms around your chapel, because these are the last berries that you have. No more sheep. You're not taking food from anywhere else, and it doesn't look like you can, right? Because you have no military units. So how are you going to go out for food? You can. So you should slowly be adding. You see, what I like to do is, if I have my rally point, like my TC rally point, like you did onto the woodline, I like to get 1 villager, only 1, and start like adding farms around. So when they're finished, I can, pull villagers from the woodline straight into the farms, or just if I've run out of berries or sheep or whatever, just get those villagers onto the farms already built. You have very few villagers on food, a lot of villagers on wood. You have to balance this. Producing no units. What are you going out with? Veteran archer and spearman. You saw his golems. You need crossbows, 100%. You need crossbows. I love the comp archers. Sorry, spearmen and crossbowmen. I love that comp. It's very, very effective. Especially against like armored units, right? You use your spearmen as mid shield and take them down with crossbowmen. Archers are not going to be very useful here. As for your upgrades, you're fine, you're good. Level 1 of all of them. Be very, very careful with going out with small groups of military units like this one. Be very, very careful. Think about your situation and his situation. You've been sitting on 2 TC for a few minutes now. He's stuck to 1 TC and went for a fast castle approach. Build order, strategy. Try to grab relics. That was his strategy, right? So, throughout all this time, I've been spending my food on villagers and a few military units, but not too many, just a few. He has been spending his resources in army, right? So his army is going to be bigger, 100%. Going out with small groups of army like this can get me wiped, and then I have nothing. Because this is 13 units out of the 20 that I have. This is like 60% of my army, total army. If he finds this, I'm done. Like, I'm never going to get out of base. So when going for... Look at that. You were lucky that he let you live here. When playing HRE, I like to get like 2 or 3 villagers on stone. Oh, you got all the stone? You took... Oh, you can build a castle here, man. Honestly, you can build a castle here. Between your 2TC here and your chapel. Because he's going to attack. You have to... Now you're playing defensive. He's going to attack. You will have to hold that attack. That's how it is. You will have to hold the attack. He's probably preparing mangoes and all that shit. So building a castle here is not a bad idea at all. If you don't have enough stone for a castle, I mean, you can buy it, right? You can still buy it. But if, let's say you have like 125 stone or 200 stone, you're far away from a castle. I like adding springles emplacement onto my... I think you didn't. You got it. All right. Onto my towers. And the relic. I think you got 1 relic. Where's it? Okay, place it in a tower, because it increases its damage, range, and vision. Castle could have saved the day. Yeah, like this matchup is pretty standard, I would say. Like you go 2TC, he goes fast castle, he takes the relics, and then he attacks. That's it. So you will have to defend. Like you need to buy yourself enough time to have this economy pay off. Bitch. I mean, nothing's gonna save you here. You might have saved the day with the castle, as you said, but Ayyubids are very strong, anyways. Very, very strong. He grabbed 3 relics plus 1. Even though you have maces with your men at arms, they are not great against camel lancers or knights. I mean, they do fine, but they're not great. Man, they need to make desert raiders and camel lancers look different, because they're fucking the same unit, bro. They look like the same. They're all the same. This is desert raider. They look so similar, right? I had a lot of gold. Yeah, you do. Okay. Okay, let's just run through the game. And not surrendering yet. Almost there. Oh, I got kicked out of the game. Shit. Let me see if I can see the results. More or less, right? Even more or less. Okay, let's go through the game. So, first things first. Have your strategy fix. Initial idea, initial plan, fix. I get into the matchup. Ayyubids versus HRE. I like to play it. Going for second TC right away. Focus on that second TC as soon as I can. So, no gold, no meal. If I can save up 50 wood from the lumber camp, I do. Okay, and go for that second TC as soon as I can. where do I want to place my second TC? Either in a food source to protect it, or nearby my gold mine to protect it as well. I will have to play defensively 100% because I'm going to be spending 100 food every 20 seconds. He's going to be spending 50 food every 20 seconds. So he will reach castle faster than me. He will have more army than me. I have to work on my economy and buy myself as much time as I can to make it pay off. Okay. So I wouldn't suggest going for so many farms like at once, going for so many farms, because that means that you're spending a lot of time in getting wood. You could be adding a few farms, like let's say 3, 4, 5 farms. That's fine. It's a decent income around the chapel. It's good. But the rest of the food has to come from other sources. If you spend too much time getting wood for those farms, he's going to spend that same amount of time getting food for military units. And that's what happened. You had like 20 military units and he had like 50, right? So you got to go out for deer, boar, berries, right? And slowly be adding farms around the chapel. Also, if you go for early upgrades, same thing. You're spending your time getting gold for those upgrades. He might be spending his time getting food and wood for military units. So just think about this, right? If I'm going for an economic approach, whatever it is, second TC, fast upgrade, eco upgrades, I'm gonna have less resources for military units. So there will be a window of time in which my opponent will have more military units than me. That means that I will have to play defensively. I can't play aggressively. I mean, I can play aggressively with like a couple of horsemen here and there trying to just mess around. But I can't really fight his army, and I can't really go out in the map with my army because he's going to have more than me. Okay? What else? If my opponent is going fast castle like he was, and you're sitting on 2 TC, you're going to have a slower castle timing than him. I would suggest you walled off a couple relics if you can. Get some military units out before you hit castle. Okay, because he's going to get to castle faster than you. And he's going to get the relics. So you going castle after your second TC without getting military units only got you to pick one relic. If you had produced military units like, I don't know, spearmen, archers, you might have been able to deny 1 or 2 relics from your opponent. With feudal units, maybe. What else? Just balance your eco a bit better, I would say. You had a lot of gold. That happens to everybody. So if you have too much gold, think about all the upgrades that you could have got that you're still missing, both eco upgrades and blacksmith upgrades. I didn't take a look at yours. I assume that you had at least level 1 of all of them. But if you're floating gold, I wanted to go fast imp. No, you can only go fast imp if you manage to get like 3 or 4 relics and you're safe. Like you're not expecting an attack. When playing against Abba as HRE, I only go fast imp if I grab 3 or 4 relics, 4 better than 3, and he's sitting on 3 TC. If he's sitting on 3 TC, I go fast imp. If he's sitting on 2 TC, I can go imp because he's going to attack me 100%. As soon as I hit imp, he's going to attack me. Because the fastest timing for imp as HRE, I would say it's around minute like 12. If you grab 4 relics, minute 12. By minute 12, man, Abba sitting on 2 TC can have 20, 30, 35, 40 military units, even more. And they don't really need like men at arms or knights to kill you. Just a bunch of shit. Hola, hermano. Hola, portugués. So forget about going imp, especially when you're sitting on 2 TC, no military units, almost no military units, and only 1 relic. Also, what I said about Springle Towers, if you manage to get a couple relics or 3, consider putting them into the towers or castles. because they provide a lot of damage, vision, and I think armor as well, and range. They're awesome. They're really good. If I go to Fast Castle, do I get eco upgrades? It all depends. I mean, you can't have everything. You can't have everything. If you want to go Fast Castle, like sitting on 1cc Fast Castle, you don't get any eco upgrades. You can get wheelbarrow. I do get wheelbarrow sometimes. It's gonna delay your Fast Castle by 30 seconds. You can go up without eco upgrades if you want to hit a faster timing. And you should, right? That's why it's called Fast Castle. Okay. Any questions, Cerberus, my man? Many thanks, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you.